My name is Carrie Downey. This is my name sign. At work, I'm a lead hand assayer. The first time I used VRI On-Demand was in 2020. I was a little unsure when it came to using the device for the first time because I was used to having in-person interpreting services. But once I got used to it, it was really exciting because it gave me more opportunity to engage with my coworkers at any moment. I no longer needed to schedule interpreters in advance and wait for them to come in. I was able to speak with my supervisors and coworkers at any moment. Every morning I just needed to grab the tablet and our morning meetings could proceed. I just love it. So every morning at work we have a huddle, and before 2020, I would have a coworker sit beside me and she would gesture and write quick notes about what was being talked about. If she wasn't there, then another colleague would write notes, but he was a little slower getting the information down. But it was really tough on them to be my note takers. It wasn't easy. And though I appreciated their efforts, I was only able to get partial information from them. Quick facts, really. If someone was contributing a lot to the meeting, I would only get snippets of what was being talked about, no details. But once I had access to VRI On-Demand, it was such a relief. I was able to get the full story. I was able to have a better understanding of what was happening and have access to vocabulary and terminology about my work that I never knew. I was able to understand and learn so much. I didn't realize how much I was missing, and I'm so happy to have VRI On-Demand.
So my name is Charles Daou. I'm the Chief Assayer and Manager of Assay Services at the Royal Canadian Mint. We manage the laboratory that does all of the analysis chemical compositions for the Royal Canadian Mint. As a manager, my job is to communicate a fair bit. And in a high-paced manufacturing environment such as ours, communication comes hard and fast sometimes, and priorities can shift. And so as a manager, you need to be able to communicate those changes and even get feedback and input from your employees. So without such a service or without an effective means of communicating with deaf or hard of hearing employees, that could be difficult to manage and to navigate. So it's difficult for me to do my role without that means. And with VRI On-Demand, I'm able to effectively communicate those changes, get feedback, get buy-in, discuss any priority changes with my employees. So on a managerial standpoint, that's excellent. But more importantly, it enables you to get to know your people and the people you work with and your colleagues, if that's the case, even on a much more personal level. And I think that's the biggest value. I would definitely recommend VRI On-Demand, especially if you're coming into a group where you've got deaf or hard of hearing employees. It can be a little bit nervous in understanding how to navigate those communication channels. It took me a little bit of time to realize this, but even though my employee and I were conversing in English written, I hadn't realized it wasn't her first language. This is where we realize ASL really is a language on its own. And without knowing that, you lose some of the aspects of how to communicate with those assumptions. And it could take, again, a lot of that guesswork out as a new manager coming in and learning to work and meet with your employees and get to know them personally.
I'm so happy to have VRI On-Demand available for me at work. It was very frustrating before I had access to the service. If there was a problem or something needed to be addressed at work, I would have to wait weeks before I could get an in-person interpreter. But since 2020 and having access to VRI On-Demand, I can have all issues or communication needs resolved immediately. No need to wait. It's there. It's so worth it. I absolutely love VRI On-Demand. I would absolutely encourage other companies, government departments, banks, or community organizations to have VRI On-Demand available. It makes for immediate, easy communication. There's no need to wait weeks for in-person interpreting services. It's instant. It's ready. I would strongly encourage companies to have the service available to support their deaf staff.